The relationship guru is back. I say this with full confidence, knowing I have never had a successful relationship in my life. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I really wish I was joking. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. I'm back with another relationship video, but this time it's about your bad dates and your bad dating experiences, just your worst dates. I can relate because I have had a worst date, which I will explain further on in the video, but some of these are definitely a lot worse than what I've experienced. So I'm just going to get straight into it because there's quite a lot to get through. Okay, first one. First time I was meeting this guy, he purposefully missed his train and said he'd fell asleep. That's just cruel. That's mean. Don't lie to someone if you're not feeling it. If you don't want to go on the date, then tell them. Even if you're just busy and you forgot you'd made other plans, don't let them turn up to a date and you not turn up. I went on a date with... It doesn't get any worse than that. It could get worse. It could. You could have gone on a date with him and shit yourself. I couldn't think of anything else. Sorry. When I was about 14, went on a double date to the cinema and the other couple weren't feeling each other, so he went to see a different film on his own. Oh no, but how embarrassing for the other girl being there and her date's just gone off to watch another film. That's just rude. Like, if you're not feeling it, just say that to each other and then just chill for the rest of the night. Like, I don't need to pretend that I like you. Don't go see a completely different film. That's a bit mean. Lad's card declined 3 times and I had to pay. I mean, if this happened to me, I wouldn't mind paying, like, it's no problem. I'd just feel so, not embarrassed, I'd just feel bad for the lad because no one wants that to happen on a first date. It's embarrassing, isn't it? On a date, and the first thing he said was that his eyebrows were better than mine, and I just thought, nah. If someone said that eyebrows were better than mine, I'd probably agree with them. I don't have my eyebrows and I do them myself, and I look back at pictures sometimes like, why did I let my eyebrows get like that? Like, sometimes they look like slugs and then sometimes they look like sperms. There's never an in-between. I can never get them right. And lads' eyebrows are usually better than girls' eyebrows. There's just more there to work from. Okay, this next one. One of my exes cheated on me and gave me clap, so he had to tell me. I was only 18, I was traumatised. The fact they had to tell you they cheated only because they caught an STD. That is awful. What are you people doing? What are you boys doing? That's karma though. Catching an STD because you cheated, but then passing it back to your girlfriend. Oh, that's wrong. I would feel violated and disgusted. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. Getting ghosted the morning of the date. Oh God, that's a harsh one. I'd probably cry. I would probably cry. Depends how much I was feeling the person. But I'd be that person that wouldn't even message. Like, if they didn't message me, I'd leave it. I'm stubborn and I'm that way inclined. Like, I think if they've not messaged, then clearly not interested. So I won't say anything because I don't want to embarrass myself. Don't want to hurt my pride. My boyfriend's never took me on one. Does that count? I'll take you on one. I'll take you on loads of dates. I'll bring you flowers just to make up for the stuff he hasn't done. But if he's watching this with you, sort it out. Take her on a date. Someone took me bowling. Very awkward. I don't know what I'd do on a bowling date. I can't bowl to save my life at all. I have to use the side things and I have to use the plank the slide thing that you push it down, because no. That'd just be so embarrassing because I'm just clearly gonna lose. I will lose. Even though I'm a very competitive person, there's no chance of me winning at bowling ever. Ever, ever. And the bowling shoes, I don't want to see them in the bowling shoes. A guy told me he was 6'5" and I went round his house and he was 5'7" and he was 2 years older, and sat on his bed in a ball and wouldn't speak and cried, and then asked me if we was gonna shag, and I said no, of course, and then had to make up a situation to leave and pay for an Uber. That's really strange. I mean, I don't want to be too mean because I don't know what his situation was. I don't know why he was crying. I don't think I'd ever go around someone's house on a first date anymore. Like, maybe when I was younger, but I couldn't do that now because it's more difficult to get out of a situation like that. That's a lot more personal when you're around the house. But why would you cry and then ask if you're gonna have sex? That's odd. That is really odd. Went on a date with someone from my old work and he fully tries to take my bra off on a park bench, which is weird in itself, and the worst part was he couldn't do it and it was vile. I then ended it with him because it was just such a cringe situation. How old were you? If it's this age, that's really weird. Why are you trying to take someone's bra off on a park bench? Like, that's really weird because you're around other people in a public place. If you're gonna do it in the bedroom, but at least be successful at it. I don't want to imagine that. That'd be so awkward. I dated someone for 2 years, met my parents and everything. Turns out he was engaged. They're getting married next year. What is wrong with people? That is awful. How can you meet someone's parents when you're engaged? Oh my god, it baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. I want to know if, like, the fiance ever found out. But back to his house after, no sex involved, and I asked what the fuck a spray tan tent was doing in the corner, and he said he was growing weed. There wasn't a second date. God's sake. All the time he posted a sly picture of me at the table, put it on his story so his ex could see, and she turned up and gave him abuse. Or if you're on a date with someone and you're trying to put a story on to make your ex jealous, you're not over your ex, or you're in it for the wrong reasons, like you're on a date for the wrong reasons, don't do it. That would be horrible for the girl to experience. If someone did that to me, I'd be like, okay, no, I'm leaving. You're not meant to be on a date to make someone else jealous. You're meant to be on a date because you want to be on the date with that person. I fell over the first time I met up with him. The tension was so bad he didn't laugh. Oh. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Why would you not laugh? At least make the girl feel a bit better and just laugh. Like, and pretend that it was funny. I wouldn't be able to do the rest of the day if they hadn't laughed. If they hadn't have laughed, I wouldn't have been able to carry on. I hope they helped you up. I got really drunk and told her I loved her on the first date. If someone told me they loved me on the first date, I don't think I'd be able to see them again. Either that, or I'm already in love with them because I fancy them so much. And then I'd be like, yeah, okay, you can say that, it's fine. But otherwise, maybe don't get drunk on the first date. Like, get tipsy, but not too much, so you don't say something you don't mean that might embarrass you. They had a bogey. If that's your worst date, you are very lucky you haven't experienced something worse. Did you tell them they had a bogey so that they wouldn't have been as embarrassed? Because, you know, if you're out and you're with people and you think you look fine and then you get home and you see you've got a bogey, it's like, oh my god, nobody's told me that was there. It's been there the whole time. Who has seen that? Who has thought, oh, she's disgusting? It's not a nice feeling to have. Turned up steaming drunk, was full on and didn't stop texting for months when I aired him. That's a bit clingy. Okay, so this next one is really long, so I'm gonna have to try and abbreviate it. Is that the word? Like, condense it down. I met a lad on holiday and was seeing him for the whole week that I was there. Decided I really liked him, so made plans to meet back in the UK. By the time they booked something, she'd gone off the idea. She'd gone off the fact that she liked him. She had to go because he'd already booked the hotel and everything. But when she got there, she already had the ick and she had to stay with the lad for 3 days. They went out on the first night for food and she'd had quite a lot to drink, so she got really drunk. And they then went back to the hotel and started like doing the deed, but she just started crying in the middle of it. So they stopped and he went outside for a fag. She went to shut the door properly and ended up locking it completely and then fell asleep. So he had to pay for another hotel room and only the most expensive one was left, so he had to have that one. He thought that she'd done it on purpose. The day after, she took him to see his mates and it was really weird. She kept trying to hide from him the whole time. And then that night she went back to the hotel without him. So she ended up ringing her mum at like 6 AM to go pick her up, and she just left him there. But she feels like she shouldn't complain because he paid for her to get her nails done and bought her a bottle of perfume. Oh god, imagine having to go through all of that and not feeling someone, having to go through all of that. It's so difficult because you feel bad and you don't want to hurt their feelings and they're doing all this for you, but it is horrible when you're not feeling something. It is horrible. I think that's the majority of the ones that I got from other people. Now it's time to explain mine. I don't want to go into too much detail just in case someone like figures out who, or the person figures out that I'm talking about them. That'd be even worse. but I have never been catfished so badly other than this one time. It was awful. So I was expecting this person, how they looked on photos. I should have been a bit suspicious because they never sent me a voice note, never sent me a picture of their face when we were talking. So I was like, a bit fishy. And then it came to the night where we were meeting up, completely different person. This was not the same person. It couldn't have been. It could not have been the same person. It was, I can't even explain it. They did not look like the same person. And you know how someone can like portray themselves over message, like really outgoing, loads to talk about? He basically didn't speak. Like, I had to carry every single conversation. It was draining. He also stunk of BO, but I couldn't tell him. I don't want to sound mean, but I just didn't know what to do. It was such an awkward situation. He'd made the effort to obviously come, but moral of the story, don't catfish people. Or moral of the story, FaceTime someone before you meet up with them. Just something. Because I've never been in such an awkward situation in my life, and I had to spend like 3-4 hours with him because I felt bad and I didn't want to say, oh look, something's come up, I need to go. But we didn't speak at all after, like at all. And I never want to experience a date like it again. Like I've never really had like a bad date other than that. That's probably not even that bad compared to some of yours. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to get involved with videos like this, then I put the question and answer things on my Instagram, so go follow my Instagram if you'd like to get involved in these videos. Again, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.